Good morning and happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. We'll see what's happening with crypto. Looks just a minute ago when I last checked, looked like we were opening up a little on the futures and crypto was down a little. So I kind of hope crypto kind of catches up. But let me just take a quick jump over here, make sure people can hear me.
Checked, looked like we were opening up a little.
Yep, looks like I can. I like to throw a little GM in the chat for good morning. And let's get this thing going. Let's jump back over to futures. They were looking up nicely. Let's see where they actually opened here. Take this a sec to refresh. Let some people join the room. Market's been open for 6 minutes now. Let's see where things are settling in. NASDAQ up 0.64. Dow up 0.61 and S&P up 0.58. So it looks like they're all up about the same. So stock market's absolutely on fire. Now let's look at crypto because we were down a little from yesterday. Let's see how we're faring right now. Yeah. Bitcoin 62,317. That's down 1.9%. We got as high as a little over 64. That was really nice. We're still above the 200-week average, which is nice. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to Opening Bell Crypto. So something we've been seeing a lot over the last few months. Stocks ripping, not ripping, but up good on kind of a what I thought might be a sideways day. And Bitcoin, we're down 2%, 2.1% now from yesterday. See if we can hold on to that 62. The show, Ethereum, 1667, down 1.2%. XRP, $1.15.6, up half a point, holding up a little better. Solana, 65.71, down 1.6. We got up almost to $68. That was nice. So we had a nice little run on crypto yesterday. Still down a little from where we started the day yesterday, but, not too bad. Hey, Coach Master, GM, good friend from X, jumping from SoCal, I believe, out here hitting me up on YouTube, which helps out a lot because I'm new to YouTube. So getting out and joining me on YouTube works out good for me. But hope you're having a good day there in SoCal. I'm probably headed down there this week to drop off a bug that I have. I have a friend who does body work in that industry. Figure a soft top vintage Volkswagen bug would be perfect for people running around the beach down there. Palos Verdes, Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach, Newport Beach. So I got to run that down here maybe this week. But anyway, so that's that. Let's look at some of the news. I don't know. I feel like sideways down. I was kind of hoping we'd get a little bit of a pop. Honestly, I was hoping we'd get a little bit of a pop from where we from crypto because everything else popping. But that's kind of it's just the narrative we've been looking at. The air is getting sucked out of the room by these IPOs. That's to be expected. But yeah, we're 8. I think we were 8 yesterday, weren't we? If I'm not mistaken. So 10 up a little. Still extreme fear. We're still getting near to a bottom, though. I have a quote today. I want something to think about from Jason A.I. Williams. Believes we're going lower. We're going to take a look at that here. First off, Jeff Bezos. All this talk lately of billionaires. Of course, we've got the Monaco Grand Prix. You see all those yachts out there. Something they don't show, but when I was there a couple years ago, I went to that Grand Prix, and I was on a little bit of a trip with my wife for our anniversary and spending some Pepe profits we made. But anyway, as you go, there's Nice. Nice is the last. Well, I think there's one more little harbor town, but Nice is right there in France. And between the Nice airport there, the private airport, the jets were like, we see those pictures of the yachts all backed up. The Jets were the same way, like barely squeezing them all in. There was so many people coming for that. But all this talk about billionaires, not one F1 racer who's dating Kim Kardashian saying shouldn't have billionaires and stuff. When the dude pulls up in his, $50 million yacht, he's got his $4 million Bugatti on there. I mean, come on, dude. I get it. They say it to kind of like, we're with you. They're kind of like trying to relate to buy into the woke BS, but it's like, dude, nothing's stopping you from giving all your money away. If you believe that there shouldn't be billionaires, you and your girlfriend should both just give your money away. And no one's asking him to do that, right? He also moves to Monaco, so he saves on taxes, which everyone should do. We're not billionaires. We're not telling him, we don't have $500 million. We're not telling him, we should take all his money. But all of a sudden, anyway, save me with all that virtue signaling, right? But here's Jeff Bezos talking about, and he had a yacht. In fact, his new yacht was there. I think his yacht's like, I don't know if it's 300 million or 400 million, 500 million, crazy, right? But it was there, his new yacht, when I was there. And he has a whole nother yacht that's a few hundred million or 150 million just to carry his toys. But anyway, Jeff Bezos, saying AOC said, you can't earn billions. You only have to cheat and underpay people. And he said, no, you create a service that people love. A million people choose service. You're going to end up with $1 billion. It's simple. But yeah, stop me with shouldn't have billionaires. Like, oh, that all of a sudden, that's like too far or whatever. And it'd be great if they gave back and gave their money, but in some senses they already are. And if they do a ton of charity, good stuff with their money, that's great. But it's really not. Anyway, don't need to get too deep into that, but it's hilarious to me. Just total virtue signaling. But Kita Network, part of the UAE firm to tokenize billion. This Kita Network's a high-performance blockchain in 2022, hooking up with the royal family here or whatever. But I wonder, they're saying they can do, and listen, the reason I put it is, we know they're going to supposedly tokenize billion in commodities. Great. But supposedly these guys can do 10 million transactions per second. I don't believe that. I don't think that's ever, The good thing about Solana and stuff is it's tested, right? We saw Sui crash the other day 4 or 5 times, right? When you really put it under the load, that's the nice thing about Hyperliquids. Their L1 is they're putting it under the stress of the perps exchange. So I think that's cool. Anyway, keep an eye on this. We know that RWA tokenization is a real thing. Let me see. Let me see if I can find that back. A United Nations Development Program has launched a new blockchain advisory group to explore how blockchain technology can support global development initiatives. The group brings together 26 organizations across crypto and blockchain, including, just to see down there, where we got Cosmos, Kraken, Sui, Stellar, Filecoin, Ethereum Foundation, Cardano, AVAX, Arbitrum, Algo. So they're going to come together and see how this can be used to help other countries, which it definitely can. It definitely can. Here it is. This is interesting. This is our guy, Jason I. Williams, good friend. Comes to my GM Bitcoin show a lot. And, known Jason for years out here. Wrote Bitcoin Hard Money You Can't F With. He's just a good dude out here. Did some big things in the urgent care stuff. Kind of helped develop the urgent care system here in America, to be honest with you. But anyway, this is something he talked about. And I'm hearing more and more people talk about it. You hear me, I always talk about the 200-week moving average. And that's kind of my real bottom indicator, beginning of a bottom indicator. Really, once you get down around the 200-week moving average, which right now is at 62, and we're using that, as you see, kind of for support. But anyway, Willy Woo, and I checked Willy Woo. I haven't seen this post in a while, and I know they're all protected now. You have to be a $12 a month subscriber for Willy Woo to get all his data. That's why I haven't been seeing his stuff. But probably be worth it. So anyway, here's Paige, my co-host. Let me shoot him back. He's going to join us today on the Bitcoin Morning Show. Let me just give him a thumbs back. So anyway, yeah. So Jason, hey, Heine Scott, how you doing, man? Happy Tuesday. Good. Hope see you on YouTube. Appreciate that. Got Goachmaster here. Appreciate all my friends support me over on YouTube because I think it definitely helps because they see people on there interacting, making comments, things like that. So I think that doesn't hurt. I haven't made any serious effort to other than to start throwing content out there. But yeah, it's good to have you. Good to have Scott helps me a lot on the co-hosting and speaking, and my also has a great show himself. So let me see here if I can get my alerts on this one thing. I'm going to just shut that down so I don't keep getting the beeps. I don't know if you guys can hear them or not. But anyway, yeah, this is interesting. Jason A.R. Williams posted this, and you'll hear people talk about that. Let me just kind of read it. He says, oh, hey, Heine Coin, Mr. Heine. Happy Taco Tuesday for sure. Not sure if I'm going to get tacos. Man, yesterday I did about 9 miles on the stationary bike at the gym. And then I did about a little over a 2-hour hike, all at elevation. It was pretty good hike. So man, I'm telling you what, I'm feeling it today. It's only my second day. I've doubled down. I usually do either or. So that was a Sunday and then, Saturday and then yesterday. Yeah, yesterday was pretty hard. So man, I'm feeling it, but I'm going to go to the gym, try and loosen up a little, might do some tacos today. The barbecue place by me has great tacos. We've also got like the Betos and those old school taco places too. In fact, I was there on Sunday. I think Monday I had a quesadilla. I'll have to post that. Anyway, Jason A.R. Williams says a long post on why the bottom for Bitcoin is not in. I want you to read this and think about it. Bitcoin's realized price is the average cost basis for all holders. Currently is at 53,600. Bitcoin has never bottomed in a cycle without trading below the realized price. And these are ones that I was around for. I was just getting into crypto and a little bit of mining, wasn't paying that much attention. 2011, 2015 hit $1.52. That's when we panicked. It was after like a 3-year bear market and sold all our Bitcoin. And then it was also during the Mount Gox thing and stuff. Anyway, but these I was fully paying attention. 2018, we bottomed at 3.2, 47% at the time below the realized price of 6,000. In 2022, a lot of you guys were around for that. Bitcoin bottomed at 15.4, 34% the realized price of 23.3. Listen, we always say history doesn't always duplicate itself, but it doesn't always repeat, but it often rhymes. So I think we need to think about this, right? And then, you see, and the percentage is coming down, right? So the first time was 58% below, 49, 47, 34. My prediction for the next Bitcoin bottom is a realized price minus 17%, 44,488. Bookmark says, I know I'm right, write it down. So, and like I say, he's not. I'm hearing more and more people now talk about this realized price. And like I say, going back, I remember Willie Woo talking about it. Might even be something, I don't know if he invented it or just something he kind of made famous. But that's an interesting thought. If that's true and it rhymes, and that would have us going down to at least 53.6. And if the pattern that Jason Williams is saying, it would go down to 44,488, which is both possible. We'll see, right? It's also possible that we bottomed, and it's different. It's not always the same because dynamics change. We didn't have ETFs. We didn't have banks. We didn't have any brokerages doing it. We didn't have a lot of the stuff that we have today. I think things can change a little bit. Definitely worth keeping this in the back of your mind. This basically realized price, basically the average price everyone's paid for it. So average price of 53.6, and it usually in the big bear markets it's been below that. So interesting to see. take that along. I mean, I look hard at the 200-week moving average. I know when we're getting there, we're getting near to forming a bottom. But anyway, worth looking at. Let's take another quick peek back at traditional markets, see where we're at here. Feeling like it's going to be kind of a slow day for crypto, though it's looking good for TradFi. I hate this side. It's so slow, but okay. So we're at, wow, NASDAQ now up 1.13%, Dow 0.88, NASDAQ 0.93. So doing much better than they were projecting and much better they looked. Let's see if Bitcoin's following suit yet or not. Sometimes it takes a little time. Market's only been open for 21 minutes. Bitcoin still down 2%. Let's look at the hourly because that kind of tells us, yeah, we're off the bottom a little bit, but yeah, I assume that it will slowly catch up, or just like I say, maybe not. Maybe it's just more money leaving the crypto side and heading over to chasing the IPOs and the S&P. Hoff reposted this. Our guy Hoff 21 milli used to talk a lot. He's a big time player in the traditional market. Manages big money for big time wealthy clients. So he's following this stuff. He also has insights years before. A lot of times he drops that alpha on us. He does a lot of research, and it's also a big time entrepreneur. He's got quite a few side business. He does really well at it. He and I, not this year, but last year, he was out at the Bitcoin conference because he used to do a fair amount of mining, was looking to shift his Bitcoin mines. I think he's gotten out of that since then, probably just too busy. But he and I and my wife had some sushi out there in Vegas at the, I think Sushi Somber, one of those places up in the Venetian Palazzo. Anyway, Bitcoin he just posted this glimpse, and I've heard this before, and it's great. John Oliver said it. Bitcoin is everything people don't know about computers combined with everything they don't understand about money. It just shows why it's so hard for people to wrap their head around Bitcoin and blockchain. It just really is. It's really really hard to grasp. That's why people don't get it. China, they're preparing a massive $295 billion AI infrastructure build out over the next 5 years, according to Bloomberg. Huge data centers, interconnected computing hubs, and domestic tech to dominate the AI race. I really think this AI, honestly, whoever controls the AI might control the world. So it's definitely an arms race back. If you're old enough, you remember the nuclear arms race and Cold War and stuff between Russia and the U.S. back in the day in the 70s, early 80s. I remember this. I follow this guy a lot. Jason Kalkanis. 3 years ago, he said, if you're in crypto, pivot to AI. And I follow this guy. I kind of remember this, but the time I'm still, me, I got my blinders on, full blockchain and stuff. But it's interesting because not taken away. My thesis about blockchain hasn't changed, but just like with what we're dealing with right now, pulling so much of the air and the money and stuff out of there, these two go hand in hand are cool. But that's interesting that he said that. Look at how prophetic it aged extremely well, because it's taken so much of the focus and stuff and so much of the money, just what we're dealing with right now. $400 billion getting raised. That money's got to come from somewhere, and a lot of that's coming out of Bitcoin and other assets. So anyway, shout out to Jason. He's one on the All In podcast with Chamath Palihapitiya, and also the guy that worked for Trump there. I forget, wasn't the Treasury Secretary, but what's his name? Anyway, there's 3 or 4 of them on there. They're great, man. Some of the smartest guys in the world. Really good listen for sure. All In podcast. These guys invest in hundreds of companies too. Anthony Scaramucci just said Bitcoin has hit a bottom. It's time to buy the dip where you still can. And we might be bottomed, That's in contrary to Jason A.I. Williams' theory. I've been hearing him. He's been coming to a lot of our spaces. We're, of course, been investing in his apocalyptic hot sauce. 56,000. This is a meme coin he launched. He's gonna do some merch and an actual hot sauce. So anyway, we've been playing around with him in that and stuff, and he's been supporting our Ankita project here, which came. We found it on my show at 3,000. Now it's 102,000. So we've already like 40 extra money, but we're still playing with it. But anyway, so yeah, we mess with, do a lot with Jason. So it's interesting. This other, we'll see. Anthony Scaramucci, another guy I respect. And listen, the reality is nobody knows. Follow smart people, listen to their theory, and then do the best you can to figure out what, you have to make that, because we don't know. This is uncharted territories. It's never happened. We're just looking at basically our experience of what's happened, what we think, what we see, and comparing it. But good, Jason Williams, super smart guy to follow. Same with Anthony Scaramucci. We're near the bottom, though, I can tell you that. Multiple indicators. If it goes down lower, great. I'll load up and stack some more. Maybe that's even, if it really were to get in the mid 40s, that would be a life-changing opportunity to freaking load up. I'll tell you what. In fact, I got so much stuff. That bug is one of them. I told you I'll probably head down to California, get that bug, sell that, buy some more Bitcoin. It's been a process to get it titled and everything. We've had it for like 30 years. So been processed to get all title and stuff. It's good because Bitcoin's going down. So I would have bought it I might have bought a bit if it had been easier to title it, I might have already sold it when Bitcoin was 85, 100,000. Now it's going to be, hopefully stays where it is. NASDAQ launches NASDAQ Economic Institute with AI as first major research focus. So they're going to be doing research and finding trends and stuff. AI, obviously, and that's good. I think they're looking to say, okay, where can we invest? Let's get some data. Tell us all. We know AI is coming. Hoff told us 2 years ago, hey, focus on copper, focus on infrastructure, focus on power as a way to take AI, and even nuclear, he kind of hinted at. And that's still yet to happen, but it's going to. Look at all the Bitcoin mining companies shifting from even mining Bitcoin to do data centers. It's more profitable. Overnight, President Trump asked Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel to pull back from escalating his country's strikes against Iran during a call on Monday morning, telling the Israeli leader the United States and Iran were within days of a breakthrough, clearing the way for talks on a long-term nuclear deal. Who knows, right? I thought yesterday the reason we pumped is because this was already resolved. There seems to be quite a bit of over the last couple of weeks, quite a bit of friction between Trump and Netanyahu, too. We heard about that term. We asked him if he was effing crazy and you'd be in jail if it wasn't for me. So there's some heated talks, interesting, but we'll see. I'd like to get that resolved, right? That'll help us. That'll be a catalyst for us. So we're looking quickly here. Got to wrap this up. Binance started trading stocks a week ago. Then now they have 400 million assets under management. That's great. We've got SBI, huge bank in China. They're going to start giving, instead of interest on deposits, they're also going to start giving people Ethereum, Bitcoin, like 20% of the extra on interest. So people to start like airdropping their holders of fiat some crypto. I think that's cool. U.S. economy is on the precipice of a recession. Moody's top economist says. Hoff retweeted, we're already in one. So Zach, there's this huge humanity protocol hack. Zach XBT said it isn't a hack. It was a coordinated sell-off that provided convenient X strategy for the active market maker. He said it was a market maker. It wasn't a hack. So we'll see how that plays out. Trump family's made at least $2.3 billion from crypto, according to Reuters. Coinbase, this is cool. They're going to have a secured credit card. If you don't have the credit to get a credit card, you can secure it with your USDC holdings. I think that's really cool. I think that's a cool thing right there, honestly. So shout out to them. That's innovative. Get more people using credit cards. Of course, I prefer debit cards. But anyway, last look at Bitcoin. Though, feel free to join me over on the Bitcoin GM Morning Show. But Bitcoin up a little bit. It looks like. Let's look at it on the hourly chart here. Appreciate everyone joining me live here on YouTube and over there on X. Man, appreciate you guys. Kind of these times we're just kind of surviving them. But let's look at the 1 hour. Up a little, still down 2.3, 62,306. You guys get out there, have some tacos, maybe wash it down with a little tequila. I don't know how down you are. But anyway, have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow. Break it down, and we'll see where we are. Seems like a sideways to dippy day for Bitcoin, even though the market's doing good.